everybody. This is Kevin, Canadian Hillbilly, coming to you from, well, what's left of my claim. Fortunately, all my gear is good, though, but this poor place, it took what we call a thumping, yes. So when I returned for the season, I figured to go right on. It's now late, well, early August, and I haven't even ran my pump yet this year because of this forest fire. And by the time I get here, I about to throw the old gasoline in the old tank, and yeah, lo and behold, tank's full of rust. So, I trip up to the truck to go get some tools, and we're going to have to rip the gas tank off, clean the rust out of it, and then try to get this darn thing to work. Earlier today we had a grizzly bear on the other side of the river. It was quite the adventure. It was pretty interesting. So let's just have a look at this poor old gas tank here. Still has the filter in there. That was my first warning sign right there. I looked in and was like, ooh. And then I seen that and I was like, oh no. So with that being said, I'm going to have to pull this whole thing off of here and clean it right up, and then clean it, then put it back together and see if it'll go. Hopefully it doesn't kill my motor. It'd be nice. I could use a few brakes. Well, I managed to pull out 3 bolts and disconnect the fuel line. And instead of just leaving the bolts randomly on a rock, I decided to put them back, in their appropriate holes. That way, less likely to lose them, the darn things. Now, for problem here. This is going to be awesome. So, I'm going to have to get some rock. That's all one size. So I'm going to go up to the camp and grab some classifiers, throw some dirt in a pan, and get some nice looking rocks. And we're going to use those rocks for cleaning up the gas tank with some can of Coke there, because you've seen on YouTube that Coke apparently works really good for a rust removal. So I figured I'd rather go with a can of Coke than something like this. So wish me luck.
Well, I managed to get the pump working, and without haste I set up the high banker. We ran a bunch of buckets through. Now we're back at home. We're going to try this out. I'm going to run the concentrates through the cleanup sluice here and see what we get. So I'm going to end up having to put an inline fuel filter in on the pump just to protect the carburetor and the motor from possible damage. So that should be about it for a fix on that. I'm going to keep on running that thing until the fuel filter plugs right up, because that'll tell you when you're having trouble. So we're going to fire up the old mini sluice here and see what we get.
That's our bucket of concentrates. There's the mini sluice. There's Jace panning away. So I'm going to get this all set up.
I was doing that until he closed me.
I'm going to get a snuffer bottle that I like using for the high banker. And my other good snuffer bottle, where is that? I should have 2 of these ones. Oh, it's on over here beside you. Perfect. Time to party on. Here's see how much negatives in this stuff. Oh. That's a nice piece of gold. Let's take with the whole ripple.
Oh, wait! The can.
That's good start.
That's a wonderful start.
Usually it's a lot smaller than finer gold there. This side. Yes, we did. Wow. There's so much fine gold in this. Holy shit.
God.
Wow.
Oh, wait.
All moving with the magnetite, yeah. Yeah, the magnetite. See what happens when you guys get this thing? You guys gotta keep this thing nice and dry, or else it's gonna get buggered up. You drop it in the magnetite goes inside and buggers up the magnet. Well, I managed to get the sluice run all done. Got the bucket empty. And it's, oops, into these 2 snuffer bottles and what's left of these ones here. So I'm going to clean this out, put it into a pan, and see what we get out of the pan. Very little for stuff in these snuffer bottles. Most of the stuff's in the other 2. But I'm going to need one of these to be squeaky clean. That's what I'm going to be putting my concentrates into. So I got that other one up there, so I'll just dump this one out too. Oh yeah, there was gold in this one. Everything's done. I got 2 of these guys, but I'm just going to pan them out one at a time because I'll be here too long otherwise. Surface tension killer. It's almost like somebody upstairs knows I'm trying to make a video down here. Yeah, good start. Yeah, that'll take a while. Well, the other half. I'm not going to even pan out the whole snuffer. Just going to do a good chunk of it. Just to see what we got here. Still lots of magnetite in there. Not as much as there once was, that's for sure. So the pump lid, I'm going to end up having to put an inline fuel filter. No big deal. A little bit extra line for the fuel. Little filter. Some sort of clamping mechanism for it. Probably use it though. Old man glasses. That's so fine. It's just probably easier just to do a little bit at a time. Not bad looking little pan so far. There we go. Divided it down to what will be 2 pans. And this is the first part. Not a bad little take. I'll take that. Just a tiny little amount in this number. I have to do definitely more. I still got this to pan out too, so hopefully we can add to that total.
Well, that's after the pump got fixed. High banker got ran for 11 buckets. Now let's see how much that weighs. There we go. Well, it gets even smaller and smaller the more you play with it. Ah! We got nothing. Oh man, that's dismal. 1/4 of a gram, if not even 2/10. Oh, fine stuff on the lip. It's just like electromagnetically charged. So there's still some moisture on that thing. Ooh, I'm getting rich very slowly. 0.215 out of 11 buckets. We were digging in a bad spot. We gotta find somewhere else where there's better digging. Yeah. Well, I got a better idea for where to go for next time. It's gonna be on the other side of that rock outcropping where we're at. But start, and it's really clean. There's not a friggin' black sand in there. Really clean, but fine. Oh,
Don't drop it.
yeah. Yeah. Ta-da! Ta-da-da! Whole bunch of little. Probably spent more money on gas than we recovered in gold. Not a very economical setup that way.